Hello students, hello all. In this, I want to record this video to correct a little mistake that I did on Wednesday on the recap for midterm 2. It seems like I managed to fool myself in this question, and this is an opportunity for us to kind of get this correct and do one more practice exercise, because this question is important for midterm 2. So the problem was this: I have a word raccoon, and I'm asking what's the probability of two C's coming together. So first of all, if you think about the toolboxes, this is it's just an equiprobable space, and you just have to do the number of cases that you are interested in over the number of total cases. So what's the total cases where you're arranging this word at random? So what are the number of the total number of permutations that you can have? Well, raccoon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Sorry. So it could be like this one, CNOARCO. This is a possible word. So you just kind of have 7 factorial things going on here. Okay. But as I said, for example, when you do the permutation, you kind of you're considering like this word and this word as different, but they're actually the same. You just permutated the order of the O's, right? So you have to divide by 2 factorial for the repetitions of the O, and 2 factorial for the repetitions of the C. Okay, so this part is correct, and this will be the total the total number of cases, which will come in the denominator. Okay, so this is good. Now, and here's where the magic happens, and I just had an oops moment here. So what happens is, when you want the situations that interest me is when 2 C's are together. So what I'm going to do is we'll reason the same way. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch 2 slots together. Okay, I'm going to stitch 2 slots together. And inside that slot, I'm going to fix one C and another C. Okay. And when I do this, when I fix, if I'm not counting the permutations inside the C, because I already fixed, I kind of can't permutate that. So this is kind of fixing it the same. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots, right? Because I stitched 2 together. And this slots now can permutate. So I have 6 factorial, okay? Then the O's can still kind of, they can still permutate themselves here. So I have to divide by 2 factorial in case of the O's, but I don't have to divide by 2 factorial here because of the C's. They are, when I stitch the positions and kind of assign a C to each thing here, each slot inside this box, I'm kind of fixating this. I don't permutate the C's anymore, okay? Because this is the situation that interests me. So my error was here. Just want to let you know that you don't have to divide. When you stitch, you don't have to divide by the permutations inside the stitch, the box stitched. So at the end of the day, this has a 2 factorial here that it wasn't here before. Okay? Now, let's think about the alternative notation where we use multinomial notation for this result. So here's another way to think about it, and this notation is very important for the midterm. So in terms of the denominator, you have 7 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots, and what you're doing is you're grouping. So for example, you can take slot 1 and 3 to be C, slots, I don't know, like 4 and 7 to be O, and then you will take one slot to be R, one slot to be A, one slot to be N. So this is a multinomial notation, okay? And the C's can be separate, the O's can be separate, and everything here in this denominator. It's all, these are the number of ways you kind of can do these groups, and it represents the same denominator as before. It's this, right? This part was correct. And here in the numerator, what's going to change is that the C is actually was 2. You're grouping in 2 and now you're grouping in 1. So this is the correct answer, and let me explain. So now for the numerator, you want the situations where C's are together, so you're going to stitch 2 slots. So this slot here is kind of one slot, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you have like this 2 slots being transformed in 1 slot. And then you're assigning, right, the group for this first slot as group C, right? And again, this is group C, and you're kind of fixing, right? As if you're fixing the C's here. You don't need to permutate them. So you're going to take one slot and call it group C. You're going to take other 2 slots and call it group O, and one for R, one for A, one for N. So this will be exactly the 6 factorial over 2 factorial that we had before, right? This kind of goes away, and your answer is this 6 factorial, right? Over 7 factorial there. So oops, sorry, so this kind of gets out of the way, and this is 2 factorial, which is the same answer that we had before. Okay, now just so that we can kind of nail this, let's do an exercise with the word bubble. Okay, so bubble has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters, so you have like 6 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots. And I'm asking what's the probability of 3 B's together. Okay, this is what I'm asking. What's the probability of having 3 B's together? Well, the total number of permutations that you can have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. It's 6. It's 6 factorial, but again, B's are repeated, so you kind of divide by 3 factorial. And if you want to think about the multinomial notation, you have like 6 slots, and you're picking whatever 3 to be B, then 1 to be U, 1 to be L, and 1 to be E. Okay, this is exactly the same as 6 factorial over 3 factorial. Now, in the numerator, what you can do, you can kind of stitch 3 blocks together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you stitch like this is a single slot, and you're saying, oh, this is B, and this is B. It doesn't matter what B is because you're fixing it. Like this won't change, right? This is just one situation. It's B, B, B. So what you're left with is 1, 2, 3, 4 slots kind of permutating itself. So this here is just 4 factorial. And I don't have any other letter that is repeating itself, right? Like raccoon, you kind of stitched the C's and you still had an O, right? That repeated. But here you just have 4 factorial. And if you think about multinomial notation, you will have 4 slots, right? You will have like four slots, and you're having the first slots to be, you're kind of fixing the first mega slot. This is like the mega slot. You're doing that to B, assigning to B, then to U, then to L, and then to E. So 4, 1, 1, 1, 1. And this is actually just 4 factorial over 6 factorial over 3 factorial, okay? Or you can even, like, it is possible that in the multiple choices you'll find something like this, right? Like mixing notations. Okay? So practice with raccoon, practice with bubble. You can practice with other words as well. And here is the this is the solution, which actually makes so much more sense now. Okay?